Daddy.
What? Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Dapper D's. I'm Dippy.
I'm Dadley.
I'm Dono.
And I'm dangerously stealthy.
And we are the Dapper D's, the only show on the internet that talks about Dungeons and Dragons with 4 different dungeon masters, all in the same place at the same time. For the same reason.
Shut the fuck up and let me speak.
I was trying to time it, so I interrupted you every time, and I got it. Nailed it.
Dippy, you have to change the episode title.
Yeah,
Oh,
it still says
fuck.
Dapper D's a kid's Halloween.
Can I change it while the episode is rolling?
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna try to swap channels. I'm gonna try to swap channels. I'm gonna try to swap channels, and I'm gonna try to do it. Live. Manage videos. Manage.
Live.
It says live. The dab.
Obviously, don't do that.
You do what you want.
God.
All right. I knew I was gonna fuck up one thing, and it was the title of the episode. Welcome to the Dapper DM Roundtable, where
Hello.
I am a dungeon master for a game that we play on Fridays called The Inquisition in a homebrew world all of my own. And I have 6 lovely players, and 2 of them are in here tonight.
And the other 2 are really hot.
That only equals 4.
That only equals 4. Well, I gave my credentials. How about everyone else?
My name is Dono, aka Dono the DM now on all social medias. I don't know. I am probably one of the few DMs that have finished or have fully run a full campaign from start to finish. Which I am glad to have.
I was so close.
I know you were so close.
You were very, very close.
It escapes many, so that's me. I'm also running another campaign here on the channel called Crossroads. If you want to watch the entirety of the old one, it's Valmira. Skip like the first, I don't know, like 10 episodes, I think, because it's kind of, I don't know. If you, it depends. Its audio quality kind of is a little shitty. So, yeah.
If you need the whole story, start from episode 1. If you need the important story, like
watch the last 3 episodes.
But like eventually you'll end up having to go back just to get context.
Just watch the last 3 episodes. Start from the last episode and go backwards to flashback style.
Yes.
There you go.
Flashback.
I am also a DM of a mastering of a rotating table of players, so integrating new ones and other ones having to leave and stuff like that. So yeah, that's something I've become very proficient in. Not to brag.
Also, stream, forgive me if you hear little weird noises. I am importing music to my computer.
I am Dadley. I am most known for running one-shots and mini campaigns that stretch like 4 episodes at the max. I think the thing I ran, like the thing that wasn't a one-shot I ran, I think was 4 episodes.
Dark Energy was 4. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Dark Energy was 4. And that's my bread and butter. I like a clean start to finish one shot, or like, hey, we're gonna sit down for 3 to 5 sessions is what I run in my home games. It's just a lot easier scheduling wise, and like it's really nice to like have an end goal in mind ahead of time, as well as I am like kind of, if Donald hyped himself up, I'm fairly good with other systems. I like D&D. D&D is like the welcome to tabletop games. But I'm a huge fan of one-page RPGs as well as Kids on Brooms. I really like Call of Cthulhu, and a bunch of other tabletop. Monster of the Week I recently ran for the first time for some home friends that I love it to pieces. I just got the source book for the Men in Tights tabletop.
Ooh.
Yeah, so I'll be learning that. I also just got Warhammer and Star Wars as well. So we will see where that goes. And then the honorary Dapper of D's.
I am the honorary dapperest of D's. I am Stealthy Chaos. I ran for a while on the channel, Stratton Coffee in the morning.
Stratton Coffee in the morning.
Anyway, I ran that for a while. I also run primarily. I feel like I primarily end up running like horror one shots primarily. I mean, now I'm thinking about it. Everything that I've run on the channel for it's always been like a horror one shot related type thing. I think I'm the one who masters horror.
You are pretty scary.
Apparently. I'm very, very scary. Many people. I'm also I just picked up Vampire the Masquerade. I got the source book. I have the Book of Nod. I'm very proud of myself.
Hell yes.
Fuck yeah. So I want to learn that, and I also want to pick up the Hunters one too, because I want people to be able to play basically. So I'm gonna pick that up at some point too. So it's the same world as Vampire Masquerade. Just you're basically Sam and Dean.
Yes. Vampire the Masquerade is probably my top system right now that I want to get into. I want to check it out. I totally feel you.
Yeah, for sure. So yeah, that's primarily my job on the channel here. I also show up and provide chaos, and I'm really good at playing the bad.
You are. You have mastered the villain, which I'm sure we'll talk about that in this upcoming episode. But first, now that you've met us, we have to also let you meet our sponsors, like WDG. They are an energy supplement that we all drink. Kinda. We've all had the opportunity to drink it.
We do.
No, but they are a very amazing energy drink supplement that has come out. You can use it for a pre-workout or just getting your day started or keeping yourself up for those late nights of doing whatever. I know for me personally, I'm looking for any energy I can get during NaNoWriMo, trying to get my word count in for the day for the November writing challenge. But they are absolutely fantastic. So if you go to w.gg and use code ANIPOD, ANIPOD, you get 10% off whatever you want, even their dope-ass merch. Because they have gotten some great graphic design artists to work on their merch.
Yeah,
and then,
that's pretty cool.
Oh yeah, and then the last little tidbit is just Lo-Fi Girl. It's the music you're hearing in the background. Little tidbit behind the curtain. A lot of time we'll throw music so it doesn't feel like there's dead space while we're all sitting there just being like, what do I say next?
Yeah, exactly.
So it is Lo-Fi Girl, just lo-fi music that you can use in your streams, and all you have to do is give them a shout out. So this is what we doing. It's also up on the screen.
We are
and cat.
We are doing the synthwave stuff,
yes.
Right?
Yes. So,
because if Dono is sharing his, it cuts out, but if I do it, then it'll be a little louder, but yeah, there we go. All right. So stream will actually hear mine. So I'm going to override Dono's share real fast.
Okay. Then let me turn mine off. Okay.
Were we doing just the standard one, or were we doing because I'm doing the synthwave?
We were doing the synth.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Good.
I was just on Spotify instead of YouTube.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So the Lo-Fi Girl.
But moving on from that, last DMs Roundtable, we discussed a lot about like how we got into D&D and our first inklings of it and whatnot. So we don't have to dwell too far into that. But right off the back, I want to know, like, do you sitting here now have any like DM goals or like, hey, this is what I want to improve, or I've always wanted to run something in this vein or this vibe, like DM goals that like you like kind of have in the back of your brain?
I just want to finish a campaign at some point. I was so close. I was robbed. Sorry.
Run a mini campaign. Get that feeling. Yeah.
It's so nice. It is so nice running mini campaigns.
Yeah, Dadley has perfected like that drug hit of campaign finishing because he never does a campaign longer than 4 episodes.
Yep.
Like, I mean, it makes me hesitate to call his games campaigns, but at the same time, it's also
mini campaigns.
I call them minis. Yeah, like mini campaigns. Yeah.
The only thing that can get you on a mini campaign is if the player at some point in time just decides if they want to find out if the NPC's mom is a monster fucker or not. So
No, seriously though, I do want to. I'm working on a homebrew world. I have a one-shot, mostly written, and I want to expand the world outside beyond that. So that is currently
battery low
project.
Oh, God damn it.
Dippy,
my battery.
Charge your fucking battery.
Dippy, the hot lady said the battery's low.
No, thank you. No thanks.
Oh, thank you, mommy.
Thanks, but no thanks to fucking Corsair for these headphones.
Yeah.
That the ear cups, both ear cups have already broken.
God damn.
Like,
you just got those.
No, I didn't just get them. I mean, I've had them for
like 6 months ago or whatever.
Yeah. I just need replacement ear cups. Give me like 2 seconds. Okay, I can turn down the music like just a little bit. It's maybe just a little loud.
It's fun.
There we go.
What was your question, Dadley?
Like kind of DM goals you have.
Oh, okay. One of mine is to I want to kill off a character without having to kill them.
I'm sorry?
Well, ain't that a sore subject?
Listen, I will agree that I
Thanks that
did
you
it.
bring that up.
I did it a little fucking wrong last time.
Funny you mentioned
But I will I wanted to bring up a little bit of but this can be like after we answer the goals, because one of my questions is how do you make your BBGs? Like how do you design them?
Right. Well, in terms of answering Dadley's question.
Dad Dippy, what's your goal?
I wrote out an actual like sheet full of information for the episode of Inquisition that I ran on Friday. And it felt so much better to have like down pat information written in front of me. And I'm like, is this what it feels like when DMs write down their session ideas and their session plans? So my goal is to like, it's not because my bread and butter is improv, right? I love like not having a set goal in mind because I know that you fuckers are gonna think of something that I would never think of in 1,000 years. But to have just a thing, just like a running line or just a flat solid thing for y'all to stand on written down. I need to write more shit down so that I'm not like I'm not a chicken with my head cut off at the wrong moment. But when everybody is a chicken with their head cut off, I can still circulate back because because that's the type of DM that I am. Last time we did this, I talked about I am a very improv heavy DM, and only
turn off your notifications.
No, that was my iTunes. As I said, I am importing some music.
God, I show my age there. This is, you've got mail.
Oh God,
you've got mail. Yeah, that should have been the last one.
I won't ask this. I don't know if you're actually older than me or not. I think you are.
I think we're the same age.
Yeah, are we?
I'm 29.
29? Yeah. Okay.
There you go.
Same age.
I just turned 25.
You're the baby of the group.
I am. I've always been the baby of every DM of every D&D group I've been a part of. I was the baby of the very first campaign that I ran. Like everybody was saying how old they were, and I was like, they were like 24, 26, 22, 20, and there was a pair of them that were like twins that they were 20, 21, and at the time I was 20. So I was the one running the show, younger than everybody playing in it, and that made me feel different. It made me feel
before Lost Chaos joined Inquisition. That was still true.
That was still true for Inquisition because of all of you. Well, not you, Stealthy, but God. So in Inquisition, there's Dono and Dadley. We've already elucidated. Like this, that's 29, 27. Emily is 24. No, not 24. How old is Emily? 26.
She is
older.
Fuck, is she older or younger? I think she might be. I can't remember if she's older or younger than me.
I'm gonna be real. You could say 16 or 40. I believe both. She just has one of those faces. Like,
I'm pretty sure she's around my age. She's either a year younger or a year older than me. So
and
she's
before
28 or 30.
And Reese is 20. Is 30
Reese
something.
is like 30 something.
Yeah.
32, 33, somewhere in there.
And then there's one more that showed up before Chaos. Zoe or Murphy.
Yeah, Zoe is a little. Oh yeah, Murphy is a little bit younger than me. I think Zoe's 25.
Yeah.
Right. So, but even now, even then,
no, Zoe's 26.
26. Yeah. So until Chaos showed up, I was the baby of the Inquisition, and then Chaos comes crashing through the door.
Can't even go to a fucking bar yet.
Not legally.
What a fucking child. I'm kidding.
I'm glad that she fits into the vibe of the group though, because she had wanted to play D&D for a while, and she had started a campaign, and then the DM did one of the cardinal sins of DMing by silently dropping the campaign without telling any of the players. Literally just ending it like on no note of ending or like reason why or any hiatus or anything. It was just like boop, like, uh-oh, we're
Ghost.
done now.
Dippy, we have a mutual friend who did that.
Oh,
To my campaign. That's how the whole podcast ended.
Are you serious?
I'm dead serious, yeah.
Hey,
For
did
2
that?
months, for 2 months, he ghosted all of us, yeah.
Oh,
Lord.
no.
I won't name
Well-
names because he's a friend of the channel.
And
of the
I,
Dippy.
yeah, and of me, like, well, yeah.
Sips tea puts it down. Let's move on, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't
Um,
even believe that. No, well, I can.
And gentle dames.
Yeah.
Now I'm ready to answer this next question, yo.
Okay.
Okay, what was
how
the
do you-
next question? Yeah, see, he
Next
brought up a
question is how do you? Oh,
BBGs.
yeah, like how do you build your BBGs? Like how do you plan them?
I actually don't
I'm mildly
really.
psychotic. No.
I don't really. I'll answer this first because I, to be perfectly honest, I haven't really run a BBG yet. Like,
Same. I don't really.
the closest I got to a BBG so far was the guy who was the head of the corporation that went to that
Mhm.
wedding that you guys killed.
But that was just like corporate greed.
And it was corporate greed.
Yeah.
I suppose the thing that only Dono's character remembers, the water entity that did
Well,
not
I've done a
reveal its
couple where
name.
I have played the BBEG and then
Mhm.
I've like
yeah.
DM'd as the BBEG.
Yeah.
Well, even before I did it to you, Dippy, whenever I was over on Department of Adventurers,
Oh.
I was the plot twist was I became the BBEG. And
Which can I-
even still in there, which reminds me, I need to message Geeks about.
Which
yes, DM
can I
at some
just
point.
say,
Anyway,
like I don't like that somebody becoming the BBG. I don't like that trope. I fucking like. So it's like, well, how like I'm supposed to get to fucking know your character and now I'm supposed to kill you? No, I don't want to get. I'm not that type of person. Like that doesn't not bode well with my emotions. I don't like it. It makes me feel like
That's fair. Yeah.
that's fair.
Yeah.
I enjoy. Well, here's the thing: is I like whenever it's a long run and you have if the party plays it right, the chance of changing it.
Yeah.
Like I go with the flow. That's how that one happened. Is go with the flow. The party had an opportunity to save my character from their fate, and they didn't take it.
Yeah.
Which I was like, okay, I'll be the bad
Okay,
guy.
that's fine.
Well, even going back, even going back before I even started streaming, my first campaign that I ever completed, through a lovely strange twist of fate, i.e. the deck of many things, my character's alignment flips.
Uh-oh.
Ooh.
So in my home game, I mean, we've been playing together for 4 or 5 years at this point. This was the first campaign that we fully completed, and it was a 2-year-long campaign, and we get to the end of it. We get about halfway through the campaign, and my character's alignment flips. I don't tell when nobody at the table notices, but I'm dropping hints the entire time of my character not like. I go from chaotic good to lawful evil, which was the only reason why it made sense for me to stay with the party. Right? I had a goal.
Yeah.
So the entire time I give all of them chances. I murder somebody in cold blood in front of the entire party. They somehow rationalize my actions. I'm dropping hints the entire time. Big red flags. Hey, my character's evil now. Help me.
Help!
But no, we get to the end.
Brother!
Yeah, help a brother. No, and we get to the very end, and it's, we're 2 years into this. Somehow my character ended up in service to Lolth.
Oh, that's fun.
And we have to stop the apocalypse, and right at the very end, we're like sealing the aboleth from getting in. We're closing the gates in the bottom of the darkest ocean, right? And she goes, seal it, be sure that nobody can come back, but also kill the rest of the party. And so I do. I purposely failed a couple checks in order to be sure that they were sucked into the elemental plane of water with the aboleth that we just tried to bark. And I look around the table in this very dramatic fashion. I had 3 wishes, also from the deck of many things. Great. I look around the table and I say, I wish. And I give everybody the hope that I'm going to. They're like, oh, you can teleport us, all of us out of here, blah, 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 blah. I just teleported myself and the other servant of wolf that was with me to safety. And I left all of them to their uncertain fate. And that's how we ended the campaign.
Post birthday cake.
Post birthday cake. So yeah, I've been playing the evil character flip. As far as DMing BBEGs, I've had a couple instances where it's just your standard, he is a bad dude. This is the bad dude. He's the bad guy. Go kill him. And then a couple times where, in the Strahd and Coffee game, it was kind of, for a while it was Strahd, and then it was mainly the dark powers. Now you're fighting an entity, a force, an undefinable, fathom thing. How do you kill that? Kind of situation, which is interesting to play, because now you're creating an idea that has to be killed rather than a being, which is a little bit different.
Okay. I create mine, and also I love that. But I create mine the way that I learned how to play a bad guy in theater. I played Dracula in Dracula when I was in high school, and I was like, okay, I know what Dracula does and everything like that. Like, you get the idea in theater of like, oh, this is like a well-known character, and so it should be easy. And the thing is that you don't really know how your bad guy acts 100% until they interact with everybody else.
Yes.
Right.
It is once they interact that you get to an idea of like, oh, this is my bad guy. This is who I am. And so honestly, sometimes when I introduce a bad guy, I don't know how they're going to act with the rest of the party 100%. I just know kind of like the little bit of backstory and how they interact a little bit with like NPCs in my brain. I will say a good example of like how I found out how my character deals with the party. Dadley.
Yeah.
Pissed him off. Like,
that was
in the last episode. I like contemplated and everything. I'm just like, what the fuck is his options going to be here? It's like, oh no, wait. He's used to being intimidating enough that he scares anyone no matter what. But he's also used to dealing with people with class and things to lose and whatnot. And 12 did not give a fuck.
Yeah.
And that pissed him off. Like, you've royally made him mad to the point where he's lost his composure. He's lost his shit. So I'm now thinking how he's going to react to the rest of it. But it definitely has given me direction of how this individual interacts with now the party, and knowing that he's going to interact differently with probably other individuals than they would with you. Also, I will build BBGs that are just unfortunate circumstances happen to a dude, and now he's in this situation. I also have BBGs that you guys haven't met that are actually just chaotic entities and are just there. You've met one of them.
Yeah, the dude in the mines.
Yeah, he just fucking blew shit up. Yeah.
The Golden Devil.
He's one of my favorite. Yeah, the Golden Devil. He's one of my favorite chaotic entities that I've made that may pop up here and there, depending on where you guys are at. But like, I have things that other individuals are doing. There is, and you guys have heard him a little bit. There is a mad mage that roams around, and turns people into animals, or makes animals sentient, etc. Like, they fuck around with the world. With the owl bear that you guys met, that was one of his victims. And Valmira, which I think Dippy was the only one that had met him in Valmira. The barkeeper from Farron, the dog man that is also a centaur, that was one of his victims as well. And then what is it? What the fuck is his name? The lizard guy, the sentient lizard, was his old familiar.
Oh, okay.
The flame lizard or whatever, the salamance. What the fuck?
The Salamander. Yeah,
the Salamander. What was his name? It was Eli, right?
Yeah.
He was one of the victims of the Mad Mage.
Oh no.
I was just explaining to them that there's different BBGs around in the world that like they've been seen and shit like that. Like they're things that they've done is like a thing. I also have individuals that are just chaotic entities. I have individuals that are just like they're in higher seats of power and could be considered a BBG depending on where you're sitting politically and where like what's affecting you. Like, so I have people that are just dudes, and if you rub them the wrong way, you could get not like they could become your BBG, or you know, it's. I try and have a very flowing kind of idea, and then
So, I guess to expand on my answer a little bit, because y'all have given some
Maybe can
examples.
you turn the volume down just a little bit?
Yeah, absolutely. Is that better?
Much better, thank you.
Okay. So I'll expand on I'll expand on my answer just a little bit here then. In my game, I currently have an idea. I have like a sense of about 4 different things that could be they're either people, entities, or just forces that could be defined as a BBEG, whichever one you decide to come across first. And you had a small interaction with the environmental protesters, which are my like very large overarching entity idea, where you people will at some point enter into a region that is under political siege between Petal and the rest of the continent of Quees, where Petal is just like bulldozing this whatever, or they're just like they're like whatever they're doing, they're expanding their territory for the purpose of restoring the environment to what it was. There will be a point where you will reach that part of the world. And you haven't been traveling in that direction yet, because how I build my worlds is that, you have been plopped into the world at this point in time, at this point on the map. Where you go from here will determine what you interact with, and you have literally no idea about anything else that's happening in the world otherwise. Go. And it's just like, if you guys make it to Newark City is full of people who would be willing and able candidates to be BBGs. If you guys make it to Petal itself, you have a pretty damn standard BBEG in the form of the guy who runs Petal, which Willow has interacted with, Quinlan has interacted with, Burke has interacted with, but since you're all traveling away from Petal at the moment, there's no threat of that yet. And then I thought, why don't I do something fun and just have this random encounter turned into this, where Sundial has an interaction in his memory with an entity that no one else remembers because of what it's able to do.
Was that the asteroid?
When you dove into the water, into the water at Agots, and you interacted with the entity that was like, for lack of a better way to put it, the anglerfish, entity,
the fucking face,
with the fucking face.
I saw.
Yeah.
By the way,
you know what?
But by the way, Sundial is very much like, he has a bunch of pins that are just up of like things, but he doesn't hyper focus about it at all. He's just like, okay, when I get to a point where I can ask that question, here we go.
Yeah.
It's like, so he's got like he's got all these files, all these things open, but he's also just like, it's a mess.
But I love the idea.
Answers that I go.
I love the idea, the concept of an enemy in a campaign being not being tied to a person, but being tied to an idea, being tied to where you have this idea that can play a game of tug of war on your mind of, do I side with Petal because their overarching goal is to restore the land to what it was, in a way that like Petal isn't even changing anything about the landscape. They're restoring the landscape. They're not replacing it, they're restoring it. So does that give them more merit to do what they do? Versus everyone who has lived here for the past 1,000 years has lived here in these circumstances in this way. This is their natural environment.
Yes.
And how much do you fuck with that? Like, and do you want it even fucked with at all?
Like, you have to also think about, like, after 1,000 years of doing the same shit over and over and over again, do you feel like people want to initially change things? So you're gonna see people that pop up that are like, hey, we should probably improve this. Like, we should make this better. We've been sitting at neutral for so long and just letting things happen. Like, we haven't had much change, and this seems like maybe we should fix some of the little things. So maybe it's like, because like you're bringing up the individuals that want to change and bring things back to being better, those individuals could be that entity, but you could also have another entity that's very different in that way, but kind of does the same thing.
Well, now
but people can be seen as good.
Well, now that I have a chosen of a god in my party, I'm gonna play with that aspect even more.
Okay.
Yeah. Something I do like though is,
listen, I'll be chosen of Tiamat in no time. All I gotta do is annoy the shit out of her until she does exactly what I want. Give me my power, give me my freedom.
You're not gonna get very far with that idea, buddy.
Eating you is also an option. I'll give you freedom.
I am Dippy, you forget I'm one of the strongest individuals in our party.
My solution with Tiamat is, all right, I'll give you freedom. You didn't specify how you wanted to be free, unfortunately.
Yep.
So I'm going to eat you.
Well,
now.
apparently I'm dealing with what I imagine is the old champion.
Free from the bounds
stuck
of life.
Yeah, so we'll see how I interact with them, but you know.
So no, but something I do love is for players, especially people who are new to D&D, or don't have a lot of experience in it, especially at low levels. Personal BBEGs are like each character having a personal BBEG. That's always a lot of fun because now it gives everybody because whenever you're with a group of brand new players who they don't really know exactly, and they don't know the group or the table, it's nice because now you have questions and things to bounce off of like, oh hey, who's that dude? And in the background of like, oh, he's like my personal big bad evil guy, because he might not be the most powerful thing you're gonna face, but he's a thorn in the side.
Yep.
So
which was fun.
I do love personal BBEGs, and sometimes you get a BBEG that makes things personal to the individual. And then there are those that that the players just gave you as a personal one, and then there's ones that you can connect to individual and powers that you want them to interact with. Every single one of you, I think, has met a piece of BBG except for Emily. Emily hasn't met her character Lux hasn't met anything that's connected to them quite yet. That is very
it's 12.
negative.
He keeps stealing from the library.
God damn it.
Listen, she's a librarian. She does too.
Because Avery's new personal BBEG is the fucking shots.
Oh, but listen.
12 is his own self-loathing, so we got to figure that one out.
The fact that Kanna didn't get a good look at the Rakshasa in the battle for 12's soul, it doesn't irk him, but it irks me because I'm just like, God damn it! This is the thing that was divination wizard. Of course, I want to know, and but it's one of those things that I'm just like, you fucking lied to me. And I feel like I didn't explain it well enough in the session. Like, it confused a lot of people.
I gave my right arm
to
have that privilege.
Yeah.
And I know, and I was like, cool, you're missing an arm. I don't care. Tell me what happened. And you're like, no. And you're just like,
hey, wait.
Not
so,
my story
Dadley, I just want to know, because you were able to redo your stats, remake your character, but still keep the same thing. Did you? Because he severed the connection between you and the Rakshasa, which means you can now grow your arm back normally.
Oh. Didn't know.
I guess it's not normally, but magically you can do that now.
I
did not know that. I still want a robot arm.
Yeah.
I was about to say,
I mean,
though,
that takes a high level regeneration spell
does,
in
it
order to
does.
do that.
Yeah, you still got
I
to build
can't
that up,
help
but
you
you're
yet.
also on the way to a high level cleric.
Mm-hmm.
That's true.
That's part of the reason why you guys are traveling. Also, I am so excited for like after you get to that point, the shenanigans I have fucking planned, and there are things.
Oh,
that I
speaking of
used in
robot
this
arms,
campaign that I wanted to use in the last campaign, but you guys never got to those points or whatever, or like things that I wanted you guys to do. But yeah, it's
when do I
Speaking,
get my
gonna
dragon
love this
scale arm,
campaign by
baby?
the end of it.
speaking of robot arms,
You get it when you get to victory, because
Oh,
they're
okay.
creating it there. They're not gonna.
mm,
They said when you make it there, you'll be able to receive it
mhm.
Oh,
because they
okay.
have an expert creating it. And it's gonna take about the time
Oh,
of
there you
travel.
go.
But yeah. Oh, sorry. Go.
So really quick, my BBEGs, I go one of two routes. I either go someone powerful but goofy as shit, so I don't have to play that evil, but
Mhm.
still is threatening. Like I do like the evil shit on the character sheet and like what I am making. I make them so they can do evil shit. But like as you guys saw in last year's Halloween one shot, you guys took him out with a bunch of traps and whatnot, like it was fucking Home Alone. Like I
Yeah.
try to make like kind of like
Oh,
he's
yeah.
evil, he's fun to take down, but I'm not playing someone evil. Or if I do need some sort of like evil threatenings and whatnot, I always try to go like animalistic. I always Dark Energy is a great example of like he wasn't in his brain, he's not evil and dominating the world. He just needs to feed. He's just
a force of
fucking
nature. It's
hungry.
fucking
Yeah, a force of nature.
Yeah.
And so I always like I try my best to go more like animalistic, more like not like I have this amazing scheme and whatnot. I've always made my villains just kind of I am wrecking havoc. I am sorry you're in my way. Like
Yeah.
I have played the like the I don't know how you would say it, like the suave dashing evilness a couple times, and it's fun. And like so this is a moment where like I talk shit with Dono, we talk shit back, and things got escalated. We had to have like a very serious DM moment and whatnot. I've had those moments as a DM, and like they always boil down to just like, hey, I like it the best way I could say it is like you either have to have open communication or drop it.
Yeah.
And like either way is rolling into the scene and whatnot. So I try my best to being real. I try my best to stray away from things that are going to make those big serious DM conversations because I'm just here to be silly and have a good time. So I go more just like
The game is fun.
carnage.
If it's not fun, why play it?
Yeah.
Yep.
Can I,
As
I wanna
quoted
make
by
a
the great
comment about something
Reggie,
with
whatever his
last
name.
Crossroads.
Yeah.
And I love every single one of you guys for sitting there and communicating with me and talking with me. And you guys gave me a ton of suggestions. All of them was take it back and let's just run the scene differently. But in my head, when I play my BBGs in my head, I'm making decisions of things that they would actually do. I knew I had made a mistake by just taking away and having you roll a new character. That was a fuck up on my end because my brain was far too fogged. It was far too like he's just gonna be God and all this. And then I forgot like, oh, you have all your friends laying around you. To give like insight, these guys were just like, hey, just forget it and let's just say that it never happened. It's like, no. 12 pissed off the Rakshasa. There was no clarification of what like the deal was, but the Rakshasa had grip of your soul. I knew what the deal was. You had never asked questions about not how serious it was, and it didn't seem like 12 cared. And like I get that there was like the need of like communicating and stuff like that, and I tried to kind of there wasn't any straight communication of what the fuck was going on. But in my head, I'm eating your soul and I can do that is a little bit of just like I have a grip of your lifeline.
Yeah.
So I should have been more clear about that. But I knew the Rakshasa was just going to be like, you know what, shut up and let me just take control. And not like that decision I was not going to take back. I knew that like you had pissed him off enough that he wanted to do that. I should have not also thought of, oh, this is where you are. But when we had started the session, we had started in the dream and I had forgotten where 12 was.
So this is. So I'm gonna say right off the back, things get like for those nobody saw. Obviously, was not on stream. Things got heated.
Yeah, it got
It's gonna be real. We got heated.
And that shit's gonna happen at your table.
Yes.
But as friends, you need to talk it out and freaking realize that the DM is your friend. These players are your friends. And sometimes you have moments and sessions where you need to stop and be like, oh wait, I shouldn't be talking to you like this. Or
the best the best piece of DM advice I ever heard was, if you just want things to happen, write a fucking book.
Yeah.
Like if you just want this to happen and then this to happen, sit down and write that story. I bet it's amazing. Which is why I like D&D, is it's collaborative storytelling and whatnot. And so that was a big moment of collaboration of all of us.
Can I say this as well? I relate very heavily with 12 in his thing. I was just like, I don't want to fuck around. Like, why can't people just leave me alone? Kind of vibe.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to be indebted to anybody. I just want to fucking live my life. And I vibe with that very deeply. And it, like, that's why also I was just like, I don't want to just take away 12. I don't want to do that. And that was wrong of me, and I'm sorry. Again, I'm sorry, but we shouldn't bring it up anymore. But yeah,
you're the one that keeps bringing it up.
Bring it up.
I know. I feel so bad about doing it.
You
and
I'm just gonna poke fun at Donald for a second. You interrupted Jesus. Fuck it.
You interrupted Jesus. Oh my god.
Well, I will say that's a point though that we should take, that like people like I mean we've all been friends for a while now, so we kind of know each other's boundaries for the most part, and we all feel comfortable enough telling each other, hey, I'm not cool with what just happened. I mean, that's essentially, we paused the session and said that, but like that's something that the DMs need to like establish their players, especially if they're like new players to the table or everything. The DM's checklist is open source floating out there that lets everybody write down, hey, these are my, hard nose, soft nose, go ahead, do whatever the fuck you want kind of situations. That like that's something that's really good that DMs need to like establish with their players and everything ahead of time. If you don't know your group very well, if you haven't been friends for a really long time, like I've been playing with a group for 5 years now, 7 now I'm thinking about it.
Wow.
Anyway, for a really fucking long time. So I know I can tell any one of them, hey, fuck off, bro.
Yeah.
In the middle of the session. Fuck off. Why don't you go ahead and fuck off there, bro? But like there's others, I've sent out, for players that I don't know very well, who are coming to my table. Hey, what are your yeses, what are your nos, kind of situations, and just like if you're not comfortable with whatever's happening, DM me in the middle of the session and I'll check my shit. Which is a good thing. Like, unfortunately, we're all friends and we're just like, fuck no. All right, let's keep playing.
Yeah.
Fuck off, I love you. Like,
fuck off, man, I love you, bro.
Man, you fucking suck. Cool.
This actually happened.
I do.
Cool.
Okay. I guess somebody else can ask a question. Not with dealing with DBD.
I was gonna ask one. It might be a short one.
I wanted to hear Dadley make fun of you though for a second.
Oh yeah.
Do it.
Oh
yeah.
What I was going to
poke fun at.
I was gonna say is Donald wanted to talk about this so fucking bad he interrupted me trying to answer my own question.
Yeah.
None of y'all got to hear what my DM goals are.
What are your DM goals?
Are you
want to talk about it now?
I was about to say, are you? I
spill the motherfucking beans, bitch.
No, what Donald wanted to talk about was far more important.
Oh my god, Dadley, shut the fuck up.
Oh, I found the bit for boons in Xanathar's guide.
Wait, Xanathar's has boons?
Cool... Yeah.
Yeah, it's for like creating a character and shit like that, and get you that. It's like to better in-depth your character and shit.
Fuck is Xanathar?
What I'm currently trying to find is the encounter portion, because I'm gonna have you guys roll D100.
Oh, they're at the very back. No, those are names. The very back is names. Sorry.
Yay.
What?
The encounters
Very back
are
does have
like right
names,
in the
which
middle.
I think is
The
very
encounters
nice.
are right in the middle, which is 90 in the 90s pages.
Yeah, it's in the DM's tools.
Wait,
Also,
where are
I
the
love
boons?
like
I
love proficiencies like potteries, tools, things like that. Like in the fact that Xanathar guy like emphasizes upon that and stuff more. Counter builder. Okay.
Okay,
Oh
quick-
yeah, things
quick
that
aside.
are heavily underutilized is like tools and proficiencies and shit.
Oh yeah.
Mhm.
Heavily
that shit.
underutilized.
Mhm.
I use
I
that
would
shit
never forget.
constantly.
I love tools.
I never forget. I blew my tables. I'm like the local table, the table that I play with locally. I forgot about their shit. I'm sitting there wearing like this. We gotta be sneaky and shit. And I'm sitting there. I'm bored. This is whenever I'm still fresh playing at this. At this brand new. I don't know what the fuck is inside of a thieves toolkit. So I'm reading the player's handbook while people are RPing, and I look down and I go, oh, there's a small handheld mirror there. And I play a rogue and I'm supposed to be sneaking, scouting shit. So I use the mirror to peek the corner. And everybody goes, wait, there's a mirror in Thieves Toolkit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All
Also,
the things
I
you
would've
learn if
never
you
thought to
actually
use
read
that.
the
Okay.
book.
Okay.
Quick aside.
I
Just
do-
before
just
like a
little bit
legitimate
when you guys
question.
Get a chance in. Please roll me a D100 each one of you, and then Dippy, you can.
Oh,
ask a question.
fun.
Why?
So,
I don't wanna. I'm scared.
But quick aside before we get into like another serious DM's question.
Aside,
73.
52.
8.
8. 8. But a quick aside, do y'all
72.
I have this weird mindset, or not mindset, but it's this weird part of me
Stealthy, what
that
did you get?
has to like
52, thank you.
52.
before I can use a piece of content in a digital sense, where like I have access to this because
Oh, I fucking
like,
love that.
I
Actually.
might have access to that because of like the online tools or whatever. I feel like I have to own a physical book of it first. Like I know that
I
you
do it in
guys
the most expensive way possible.
Yeah.
Entirely. I get the books and then I buy all of the shit
Right.
online as well.
Okay.
See, I have always been a proponent of you have to own the physical media of it because what happens when the digital world shuts down for good? Like,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it's like the digital
can't
world
use
is
that.
already so much easier to like
It is.
because there's a lot of shit that you can like find for free or
Yeah.
Yarhar Fiddle Dee for free and like
Guys, I don't want to show you my library because I do the same thing with my like actual
See,
books that I read for fun and shit.
my-
I have hard copies and digital copies.
That's
My-
It's the most expensive.
I do a lot of
Ooh.
audiobooks, so I have to buy the
This-
audiobook, and then I will go out and buy the hardcover after I finish the audiobook to put on my shelf.
oh my
Like,
god.
Yep, same thing.
So this
Like,
is
let's-
my drawer O D&D books, and like not all of them are Wizards of the Coast. There's a couple in here that are third party, but
There's mine.
I used to keep them in a milk crate, and I'm going to have to update to like a different carrying
bookshelf.
thing. Yeah.
Ooh, okay.
Get a bookshelf.
I mean, but the thing is, I have to have them close so I can reference them. And
Look. Here
Yeah.
you go. Here you go. Ready? Here's my bookshelf.
it's like right next to you. Okay,
It's right
look.
next to me.
Okay, look. I don't have
No,
room
no,
for
you
a
don't
bookshelf
understand.
around my desk. I have that, but it's a corner shelf, and it can't
I fucked
hold
with
more
mine.
books than I already have on it.
why not mount a bookshelf?
Yeah.
Because I have
Okay.
because I have soundproof foam above my setup.
Oh,
Oh. I can't help
Ow.
you then,
Fuck.
bud. You're doing it the hard way, man.
But
You're
yeah.
doing it the hard way.
So like, and the other quick aside question that I was gonna ask in relation to that quick aside question was, what's your favorite like source book, like out
Oh,
of
that's easy. That's not even fair.
Dadley, will you roll me a D6?
I don't like that he's having to roll more dice.
I don't either. My favorite source book, and I'm gonna count like official and unofficial, but I have already fallen in love with the Game Master's Book of Astonishing Random Tables by Media Lab Books, written by Ben Egloff. This thing
Oh, yeah,
is
I have
fucking
the dungeon one.
incredible. Yeah, and they've made like so many of these already. They've made the random tables, they've made non-player characters, they've made dragons, they've made dungeons, they've made traps and puzzles and riddles within those dungeons. And they've made like so many like already that I'm like, I need to have every single one of these books because they're exactly my speed of, hey, let me just roll a random table and see what happens, you know?
How well does Dono know me? What's my favorite source book, Dono?
Broad.
No, it's Richten's Guide.
Van Richten's Guide.
Van Richten's Guide.
I feel like Strahd and Van Richten's Guide though are like they should.
Also,
Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft.
Can I just say I made a mistake when I gave you the book at the very beginning.
Oh, Ultimate Beastry for the undead shit. Oh yeah, that was your own fault. You shouldn't have done that. No.
But I wanted you to have fun, okay? But
I had fun. I killed all of you.
I know. Okay, fuck you.
I'll totally admit, I very much don't have a favorite source book. I own the DM's manual, and that's it. That's all I own.
Really?
I sail the high seas for everything else.
Stealthy, can you roll me? Oh wait, no.
I mean,
okay.
You can get into D&D for absolutely free. Just go to D&D Beyond. You don't need to buy all the books. If you want to, by all means, do it. If I'm being real, I have a Call of Cthulhu book that I love to pieces. It is a gorgeous special edition that I got myself. So it has everything you need. The Call of Cthulhu starter book. And then I recently just got I just mentioned it earlier in the podcast, a Star Wars tabletop book that is focused on the prequels, which I was not expecting. But it's very neat. It is very fucking neat. When it comes to D&D, I don't really go down the rabbit hole of Wizards of the Coast books. I'll be honest.
I do.
That's fair.
I also have the Tal'Dorei guide. Tal'Dorei Reborn.
Oh yeah. I have the Wild Mount official book.
Pretty much most things made by Kobold Press too. I'm also a fan of.
Kobold Press is very good. I have the digital copy of the Vault of Magic, and I went to Barnes & Noble and I saw they had a pocket paper edition of the Vault of Magic, and I was like, that's fine, but I want like the big hardback version.
You can order that and they'll deliver it there. Anyway.
But Monsters of the Multiverse is like Monster Manual 2.0, and it annoys me that they had to make this book after I had already bought Volos and like all these other books with all these monsters and stuff in it and like all these playable races. Monsters of the Multiverse did something that I always wanted to just have one book for. It has all of the other character racial options in one book. One book. It has the centaurs and the bugbears and the Aarakocras and the Azamars, and they updated it to the new way that they do races. They updated it so that they have, like, you know, some of the races change in Monsters of the Multiverse. You know, Changeling changed. I know Changeling changed.
Some of my favorite sources is actually Reddit.
That's also fair.
Facts.
Yeah.
Can I just say, as a DM, I kind of fucking hate the fact that they've chosen spells for each one of the monsters that they would cast per day, and then chosen the worst fucking spells to be able to use in combat. Like
that's that, you make them.
I know. I don't want to have to do extra work. I just want to look at the monster.
They also
it's also like spells. How often is the monster actually in combat? Like
fucking.
Like, dude, I had to go build. I completely rebuilt Strahd, and then I built. After you guys decided to befriend Strahd, because of your choices and several very, very, very lucky character roles.
Oh, can we talk about the bet and how I thought you were gonna fuck me on it?
I was intending to.
Yeah, because the freaking bad guy.
I was actively trying to kill you guys.
I know, but like, can I just say you made the BBG's name the same as the person that I made the bet on, and I never clarified. And I'm just like, fuck, man.
I know, right?
But
it's amazing how that works.
But like, technically, I was also right, even with the BBG, because he did end up choosing Simon.
And
if I had let Strahd die by Leo, or by the guy's hand, then I would have been right and gotten immortality. And then I just would have killed him right after. And then
it's
I could
fun how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Also,
I had to.
Can I just say I was so mad when they one hit KO'd fucking Damien in the freaking in the charity one shot. I was like, I'm supposed to be in freaking vampiric death knight. What the fuck? I'm so mad.
I gave them shit.
I know. You made mistakes. It's okay.
I made mistakes. That's
tomorrow...
whenever you let others randomly roll shit.
Can I just say, you guys rolled a really fucked up next session.
That sucks.
Cool, man. Cool.
But it works for...
I have a question. Speaking of the charity one-shot, sorry.
Yes.
Spark the brain. What is your because I'm sure at this point we've all homebrewed a monster at some point. What's your favorite monster that you've homebrewed for a game?
Okay.
Oh fuck. That would be
let me open
Legion.
My notes.
That would be Legion, the acidic titan. Who is the like tank of Ublex, and his whole entire job is just to consume the world slowly but surely, because he cannot be he has no form of exhaustion. He is a titan, but he consumes everything and creates these many faces and shit. My friend made the art for it, and I'm just like, I'm making this a monster. And Dippy, you fought it.
That was the thing Abernathy fought with the people at the end of Isles of El. Yeah,
and I've revised him since, and he's better.
Oh my God,
man.
Yeah, but I could make an entire campaign based off of him slowly becoming the BBG and the world slowly figuring out what the hell's going on. So
who the Titan or
yeah, the Titan.
Okay, I was about to say
I could make an entire, because a lot of my campaigns I will do where it's like there's something going on in the background and you don't know what's going on 100%. Now, but there's these different things that are cluing into your daily lives, and there are things that you've interacted with, but then it's just like people just live lives. Sometimes the quest that's happening is happening, and until you guys stumble upon the right things or you ask the right questions, you don't know.
Yeah.
And so
what's the bag, man?
Oh, it's bad. It's real bad.
Listen, it's the best fucking pinata that fights back, but when you crack open that candy, goddamn, are the presents really good.
So
you guys just got lucky in your rolls, by the way.
I know.
I'm not gonna lie.
Part of me was just like, we should fight the Bagman again, because then we could get really
pretty
cool
shitty.
Shit.
Where is the Bagman? I have the Bagman somewhere.
You built him very close to a troll. From my own, I felt like he was very close.
So everybody knows. Everybody on this channel should know. If you're watching for the first time, you need to know. I'm obsessed with the Curse of Strahd. Okay, it was the first campaign that I ever played, and we never got to finish the campaign, and it made me mad, and I wanted to know how it ended, and I kind of went off the deep end, and in my fixation on this. And then they released Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft, right? And they're like, hey, here's how you can play a story game. And they gave you lots of these open-ended things for stories and whatnot in there, like for to do. And one of them's like, hey, you can create your own monsters that they could change from campaign to campaign, blah, 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 blah. And they gave you the Bagman, which is basically how they kind of set up as D&D's version of Slenderman, right? You know, urban fairy tale, whatever, right? It changes. The story changes. It's never consistent, blah, blah, blah. So you can make the Bagman whatever you want the Bagman to be. So I made the Bagman.
There you go.
And I scared the shit out of everybody because basically he comes crawling out. You call 3 times into the Bagman, come here or this way, and into a bag of holding, and he could possibly appear. I gave the Bagman some nasty shit. He can appear in any bag-like object. It doesn't need to be specifically a bag of holding. However, he can only grab somebody and pull them into a bag of holding specifically. However, his movement is not limited to the bag of holding. So I want you to think on your characters, how many pockets and pouches and coin purses and backpacks and pillows, sleeping bags, everything that are in a campsite of such.
It's very fun to fight the Bagman. It's terrifying, but also very fun. I found it to be a very enjoyable combat.
I also gave him the ability to like, as long as there's like an inch opening, he can squeeze through it. So this long disjointed arm comes out of your pocket suddenly as it reaches around and grabs you by the back of the throat. He can't see. He's completely blind from spending all the time in the dark. He's gone blind. However, he can smell you. And if you
stab him in the nose.
I gave the party. I didn't tell them. However, the bagman did bargain for his life because he has access to every bag, everywhere, and he gave the party a parcel in exchange for his life. And they got a bunch of randomly rolled items. They rolled extremely well, so they got like a dragon scale armor.
Oh my god!
Which ended up being the dragon scale of like the dragon that we were about to go fight.
So the Dracolich, that you were about to go fight.
So years ago, before I joined Adventures in Initiative, now ANIPOD, my home game that I ran on Discord, whatever it was, we met every, I think, Thursday or whatever it was, but there was a session where like 3 out of the 5 of them were out, and I had an idea to do a one-shot for the 2 that were going to be there. I don't associate with them now because they said things about me when they decided not to play with me anymore. And
that shit doesn't deserve any kind of attention.
But I will say that this one shot that I did for them was very fun. It's not a 100% homebrewed thing because I grabbed it from one of the Kobold Press books, but I gave them a one shot where they fought a clockwork dragon. And the clockwork dragon was one thing I found in the Kobold Press book. I think it was either Creature Codex or Tome of Beasts 1, but the clockwork dragon is the thing that I wanted to run the most in a session, and that gave me the opportunity to finally do it. The fun part about it was I called Sir Pfeffers and said, hey, can you be the voice of a guy who's controlling a clockwork dragon for a special thing for my players real quick? And he was like, yeah, sure. So a very brief interaction I had with Sir Pfeffers was him running the master of a clockwork dragon in a one shot. It was a really fun session in general, and do not interpret this in any specific way towards how the Inquisition is going to turn out in about 20 or 30 or 40 episodes, but I want there to be another clockwork dragon that shows up in a campaign that I run. So I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah.
Can we talk about Abernathy?
Yes.
And how the fuck is he in my campaign and your campaign at the same time?
So
I have my own theory of what I'm doing with him, and I just want to know if you would be okay with it. But yeah, go.
Sure, Dadley.
Can I talk about a homebrew monster?
Oh
my
shit.
God, Dadley.
I'm so sorry. Dippy went on our little rant and changed the subject.
No, he didn't.
I just ended my response. I'm sorry, Dono.
You got me thinking. My bad.
And Dadley.
I did one of my mini campaigns, and part of it brought all the players into just very stereotypical ooh, dark spooky forest where they knew monsters were. And I made what I called vampiric moths that were attracted to light in swarms, and they only could do 1 HP of damage, but it was taken from your max HP. And because they were swarms, you would be getting bit 4 or 5 times a turn, and them trying to run, they were attracted to the light. So it was either have the light so I can see the trail and not get lost in the woods, or turn the light off so they stop following us, and hopefully we can navigate this woods together.
Oh God.
It was a lot of fun just making a bunch of tiny little creatures that eventually could fuck someone up.
Just
Donna will
just
remember
cast a dancing light 30 feet ahead of you, and the moths will be attracted to that, and they have nothing to do with
Well,
your
you're still
party,
gonna
and you can
have
still
some that go up to
navigate.
yours.
So yeah, that's what they did. So then like
Oh,
the
no.
moths got split. No, they did. They were lighting like fires to any bushes they passed. So every time they kept going, they would have less and less moths around.
Just completely deforest the entire area in the process. Even better. Oh my god, we love it.
Okay.
Which was even great when they learned that all of them were like occultists. Ended up being a cult in the woods of like evil vampiric druids that turned into these vampiric
Oh my
moths.
god.
So they slowly started realizing, oh, these are people. We are completely fucking outnumbered. We have to get the fuck out of here. Like,
That's terrifying.
yeah, it
And I
was
love
so
it.
much fun.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
God.
Now.
Okay, so Abernathy.
Abernathy Camden Scythe is a eccentric.
I'm also sending you all the Bagman sheet that I created because I want to terrify you all on this atrocity.
He is an eccentric fellow, isn't he?
Yeah.
I made him very eccentric when I built him, and I played him very. Yeah, I played it when I. So Abernathy Camden Scythe is a character that Dono asked me to do like a 1 or 2 episode arc with
You were in there for,
Abernathy.
like, probably
2
3
or 3,
I think
something like that.
because
At the end of Isles of El, Donna was like, hey, the party is like fighting a massive like acid titan. Do you want to play in those sessions because one of our players has just like, you know, been like dispatched? That was the episodes that happened before I showed up were when a friend of a channel.
The player was still there. I still had like the entire campaign. You were literally there at the very end of that campaign before it like ended up having to get dispatched,
before it like disbanded, for a couple of reasons, but
we had to start a new campaign, which literally fucking I worked my ass off on Valmira. I was gonna fucking finish it. So,
but
like, to go from that.
So I created a gold scaled dragonborn monster hunter who just like, he didn't necessarily hunt monsters. Imagine if you've ever played the Borderlands series of games, imagine Sir Hammerlock as a dragonborn. He wanted to learn about monsters and hunt them like successfully and like have the trophies of them, but he wanted to learn from them more than anything. So after I made him, I was like, I cannot just give up on Abernathy here. I love Abernathy.
And
so
I did as well.
an Inquisition, Abernathy started his own guild and is currently like, you know, traveling between the guild halls of his guild, like on the world of Gios. But my theory was that since both of us are using Abernathy, that the universes of, you know, Valmira, Aeladon, and Gios and Queez are like in the same like quote unquote solar system, and if either of us were to run a Spelljammer type session, that we would be able to travel from Gios to Aeladon, and that Abernathy is just some kind of like weird fucky-wucky time travel-y type being.
Oh, I have him literally like that. He got cursed and now he's able to just like pop between time frames. And sometimes that time frame sends him into like a completely different planet. And just on your planet, he's able to have like a little bit more control of it. So maybe it's like he's literally able to teleport between the guilds because he was a fighter. And when you teleported us with him, I was just like, okay, something's up with him right now. So he's able to cast that kind of shit.
So Abernathy is not mechanically the same in Inquisition as he was when I played him.
Okay.
But also, the
That could also be,
teleportation
like-
circle was a guild thing, not an Abernathy thing, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like the control
Okay,
for
that makes sense.
the control for the spell is in the buildings that they have their teleports in, not
okay, so
not
it's
in
like
the
how I
control
ran
of the
it in,
people.
okay, so it's how I
Yeah.
ran it in Isles Well, because I had a
Mhm.
artificer that was in charge of the teleportation circle.
Mm-hmm.
He had created a system of teleporters between the different
Yes.
islands that
Yes.
you could just flip the switch and it could turn them on to move you around.
Yes.
Isles Well was like heavy magic.
Mm-hmm.
Like it was my most magical part of Aeolodon that I have.
But yeah, I love that Abernathy has continued on almost, well, at least at this point in Crossroads, that Abernathy has a presence, and that in my game he has like an active presence, more so than than any of my other characters or one-offs I've made.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm just so...
And you've been told to go see Abernathy about information too.
Uh-huh. So...
like if you want to learn about your past.
Yeah.
Now I gotta put Abernathy in Dark Energy, because eventually we'll be getting back to it.
He'll just... listen, if you put him in there, he has to be just like a dude.
Just a guy.
Just a
Like
guy.
he's not a Dragonborn, he's just a dude. Like for some reason he got reskinned.
Oh no.
But still Abernathy is like, oh yes, I used to be a dragon in my old life.
I seem to have traded my scales for some skin. Like, what has happened to me? And I love Abernathy so much. Well, that's a question from everybody, I think, isn't it?
Yeah.
I just want to know when one of my mini characters are going to show up, because they exist in the background.
Oh, I know.
Yes.
And I've had some world-shaping characters from my one-shots for Eldon. So I'm just now I'm just like
the small problem that I'm encountering in my logic and in my mind right now is there are 6 players in Inquisition.
Yes.
And there's a good chance that a certain someone is going to be injecting themselves back into our operations soon. I haven't heard anything for sure. Like, and I haven't confirmed anything. This is all speculation, but if he were to come back, what would I do in the Inquisition?
That's a lot of players.
It's 7 if he comes. If I injected him back, it would be 7. And Critical Role has run successfully with 7 for a long time, but they have also played around the physical table in physical space with each other
for also like
for
3 to 4
years and
hours.
years. Yeah, 3 to 4 hours at a time for years and years and years. You know, and I just don't. There's a small part of me. The even crazier thing would be if another certain someone became available again, that would make 8. So that would be impossible. Hysterical. It would be hysterical, but impossible.
That would turn. I feel like that would turn around to it's gonna run every Friday. We're gonna have half of you doing something one Friday and half of you doing something the next Friday.
That would be. Oh my god.
So my game that I've played locally, I mean, we play physically, but we also play online a lot too, because kids. But no, we run with 7 people. We meet twice a month because kids.
Yeah.
My biggest experience with this was I was asked to help host like a giant D&D night at a tattoo shop. And so what it was is like, hey, we have a shit ton of players. I think overall there was 52 players
at one tattoo shop.
In one tattoo shop, yes.
That seems like a bit much for one tattoo shop.
Yes.
Have you ever been to Black Friday?
That's fair.
I mean, that's
Friday the
fair.
13th tattoos. Yeah.
Yeah, Friday the 13th tattoos.
So, and then we had, I think it was 10 of us as DMs. And so we all were like, hey, here's what's happening. We are all blah, blah, blah. It was like some sort of like, there is a raid going on trying to disperse like a horde of dragons that are trying to take over this town. We need a team to be fighting head on, a team to be dismantling hordes. And like, we broke it down like that. And so everyone went and sat down at the tables that they thought their character would be a part of that team. But that we still had to interlock with everybody of like, oh, that table just successfully did that. That means the people fighting up front get this boost or they're hurt. So like it was still running fucking 50 players at a time. And it was wild. It took me, I think it was a 6-hour fucking session.
Oh my.
Of all of us. Yes. It was a lot of fun. A fucking madhouse.
Oh man. The more I think about it, the more I kind of feel like I love the idea of 8 players and just 4 1 week for the next. Because
that, like,
the problem would then become, how do I split the 6 to send 2 of them off to go with the other 2?
Yeah.
Because the 2, okay, let me elucidate it for the audience instead of speaking in hypotheticals.
Yeah. Monk and Gears.
Drunken Monk and Gear Sparks, who started the game of the Inquisition, but individually for their own reasons could not continue the game in the current fashion that we had set up. Gears kind of drops a hint every once in a while that she wants to come back, that she wants to start playing Inquisition again because stuff got sorted out with her other thing. And I've been like, I'll let you know. And I'm like, ah, shit, what do I do now? And then
how do we logistically get them to us? Like,
yeah. Also,
they're very far away
Gears is so fucking far away. Like, or Tesla Fassbender,
devices.
the characters of Tesla Fassbender and Damon, Damon coming back would be pretty easy. I just sneak him into the background of one of the scenes, like, sup. But Tesla coming back would be a little bit different, but also, like, I don't know.
I didn't
see what happened, but I'm just saying kidnapping. They got kidnapped. And you find them in a back room. Tied up.
Right.
Just saying.
Actually, that I can so see that because Zog sent Tesla bullets to be like, can you reproduce these? Because
that was not that long ago. That wasn't that long ago that you sent those, though.
No, but I can so see her working on them and somebody being like, I know what that is. You can't be doing that and kidnapping Tesla.
Uh-oh. Well, but yes, if you come back to this and hear this at some point in the near future, Gears, Monk, if you hear this and you're like, woohoo, I'm only thinking about it. I'm trying to puzzle it over. It's a logistics issue for one. It's another issue entirely of it would be 8 people either splitting into 4 and 4 or 5 and 3 or however it's split up, and it would be fun, but I can't think of a way to do it right now. I would also, just for the hell of it, love to run one session with all 8 and just be like, all right, I'm going to mute everyone. I'm going to mute everyone. I will unmute everyone one at a time to talk about the hell like
just happened.
What is happening.
Unmute you during your turn of initiative.
Yeah.
You're in role playing. I don't care. Roll initiative.
Yeah.
Make it easier.
But roleplay can easily be, between just 2 certain people in a given group.
Yes.
And it doesn't deal with everybody else, but it's just a matter of handling that many people effectively.
Actually, I would love to ask you guys this question as both like DMs and players. I find myself being like, hey, my character hasn't interacted with this person in a while. I'm going to start doing some mental gymnastics of like, what RP moment could I have with them? Do you guys do that too? Like, do you try to keep in mind of like, I haven't talked to blank in so long?
I don't do it as much as I should. I want to, though, because I think about Crossroads, right? I Canna hardly interacts with Lux, and that's a crime because they're both book nerds. And it's just one of those things that I feel like Canna would also take a heavy interest in Lux being a changeling. Like,
yes,
for no other reason than, oh my god, you're a changeling. Like, I just want to learn about you, not in a way of like, oh, how do I kill you, but in a way of, oh, how do you work? Like, what do you do? And up to this point, I've just never really considered that an appropriate thing between Canna and Lux to talk about when there are more pressing matters going on.
That's
I'm
fair.
just waiting for someone to ask Avery about their powers.
Yeah. Which is something
Nobody's
that Canna
asked Avery.
It might actually come
what
up
exactly
soon with
they are.
12 trying to figure out his new powers. He might be sitting there like, can you show me what to do? Like,
Because
no, I can't.
in all of the hullabaloo of like going over, like throwing options out to how to resolve the 12 situation, I revealed to the party above table, hey, Avery's a cleric of night. And everybody went, what?
Yeah. Well,
I was like, yeah, you guys have yet to ask me about that shit.
Yeah. So Canna has also considered. Here's the thing with Canna, right? In Crossroads, Canna is very singularly focused, at least at the moment, on 12 and his problems, but also on his own problems that he has been experiencing, like a new feeling of contented loneliness. You know, he's happy to be by himself in certain situations for the first time in years and years and years. And Avery has approached Canna a lot about that. Canna has not approached anyone about that. Like, not in game, not in a situation of, hey, I think I have a problem, or like, I think I want to talk about this. And the only time that he tried to do that with 12 was when 12 had his fucking arm cut off. And Canna was more worried about 12 having his fucking arm removed.
I
realized, you're right.
And technically, he didn't get it cut off. It just kind of like...
It just disappeared.
It got chewed off.
Yeah. You have to Armin.
That's somehow worse.
The question was, like, I find myself being like, hey, I haven't interacted with this other player or as a DM, like this player in a while. So I try to come up with situations to be like, how do I get my character and that character to talk about something? I was curious if other people do this as well.
Oh yeah, I 100% do it. Like I was messaging in chat. It's like Sundial is 100%.
Oh, were you?
Like, who haven't I communicated with, or who do I think needs to kind of like have a moment to speak, but probably doesn't feel like they've had a moment? Because that's something that I myself is just like, I know I can talk in a situation very easily. I can interject and stuff like that if I want to, but I also want to be like a force for good and just be like, hey, what is your character like in this situation? Or let me interact with you a little bit. Maybe we can make a beautiful RP moment. Not like Sundial loves Willow so much.
Yes.
Like, that is his buddy. Like, and he's down for, and he's just like, oh, you like dead bodies? Cool. Let me find everything that's dead and give it to you.
Crab legs.
Crab legs, squid,
fish
everything.
Skeletons. Oh,
yeah,
God.
exactly. Like, just straight up trying to find all the dead things. Here you go. Put it in your purse. Put it in your bag of holding, or whatever the fuck you got.
Oh my God. And I just
and I tried to do that with I don't know, the professor was a little bit different because the professor I had built. I think I learned with the professor is that I don't like playing characters that know everything. I fuck it, it's so hard to do things because you're just like, am I metagaming because I don't want to metagame?
Like that's not like you gotta roll for that shit. It's like you're like, oh well, that's a professor. He went. I'm like, no, you gotta roll for that shit.
Yeah, so
we butted heads a lot about that.
Yeah, we did. And so I'm just like, I'm okay with playing a smart, dumb character, okay? Which is exactly what Sundial is. He is smart. He can process information. He can process shit. He knows like, oh, I can't focus on that. Fuck that right now. Like he's able to drop things easily. Yeah, but also like completely like look at it and ask questions and try and figure something out.
That is why
he
like
knows the questions to ask. Sorry, continue.
No, you're good. That is why Merc was such like a comfort character for me. Is he was so just I'm gonna go talk to everybody under the sun all the time, and it's gonna be great. And so it was really easy for me to just slide into the most obscure fucking role play conversations with like the most quiet of characters in the world. Because like before I entered the campaign, I don't know much, but Briar was a very stoic character.
Mm-hmm.
And so I did everything I could to be like, I'm just gonna make Emily laugh. I just want to make Emily laugh. That's all I want to do is I want to make Emily fun.
That was pretty good.
You have my ass slide into Crossroads.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie.
Chaos.
When I crack a joke, I look at Dadley right away, and it's just like, "Did you get him?"
Dude, that was
you're the first.
The last episode of Inquisition. That was me the second Dippy was like,
Then
now lie.
So okay, in that moment, in the split second before you even opened your mouth,
dude,
there were thought processes in my head. There were thought processes in my head that were like, oh my god, I've just opened up the floor for Dadley to say the funniest fucking thing that anyone has ever said ever.
I'm not gonna lie.
Please respond.
When you said that, I'm just like, Dadley, lie right now. Like, don't lay down, lie. And then you same with that, and I'm just like, I was so happy. It's like, that was so good.
I felt like a little kid. It came out my mouth, and immediately I'm looking at Donna on my screen being like, did you see my joke, Dad?
Yeah, I'm not a half
I'm not gonna lie, it did take, like, it was a second where it was like a beat. It was like, oh, wait.
I wanted so badly for it to be like I wanted it so badly to be something that you hear it and you're like, no, that's true. And then we're like, wait. Which you almost accomplished, but I am not a half orc, and I was like, wait, what? And it was like, oh wait, and
I also loved right afterwards, like, no, you idiot, and then somehow it goes like, God called you an idiot.
Yeah. fucking repeat after me, and then not knowing when to stop repeating after her was also so funny. But the fact that it was only between me and you was
so good. And then like and then you ended it with such a curveball of, if you want to prove your loyalty, there's someone downstairs right now I'd like you to kill. And I'm like, oh, I have a brunch I have to go to.
Yeah.
It's like, murder wasn't like planned
it wasn't
beforehand.
even.
Can I get some food?
It was also so okay. That was the last thing that I wrote down on that sheet of paper was optional secondary trial. Umberlee, because Saloon is Umberlee's like sworn enemy, Umberlee does not like Saloonites very much. She especially doesn't like it when her own kin, sea elves, become Saloonites. It is the ultimate spit in her face moment of, oh, there's a sea elf in the next room that has decided to follow the bastardous ways of Saloon. I need you to like kill them. And if you do, I'll give you the weapon that you kill them with. And it was, but on the paper it was just kill sea elf Saloonite. And it was just like, let's see how he responds to this, because everything up to that point had been peachy cream, like clean, and everything was like, I will follow you with my undying heart and loyalty. And then it's like, hey, can you kill this person to like prove your loyalty to me even more than you already have? It was like,
oh yeah. It was like that quick reminder of just like, oh yeah, they like you and they're chaotic evil.
Yeah, that was my reminder that Umberlee is a chaotic evil god. It's just that,
to be fair, I've been able to show Zog having moments that, like, as a player, I know is like, this is Zog. This isn't Umberlee's control. This is
behind
Zog.
Everyone's backs. I snap his neck. That was the moment that I've been holding on to, that fucking moment for sessions and sessions and sessions of just Zog killed the guy behind everybody's back and pretended that it didn't happen. And
like,
like,
everybody go to the boat, went back, grabbed the guy by the skull, and pumped him with inflict wounds until he died. Like,
and he was dead. And then the guards were like, did you just kill that man? And you were like, I did, and here's my reasoning why. And then you succeeded a check, and I was like, you know what? Fair enough. He did a bad enough thing to you. I guess that's good enough for us. We don't have to take him to jail if he's dead. Like,
I will also remind you that Sundial came back around after you had killed him and then acted like nothing happened.
Yeah.
That is.
There's definitely some backstory of one night Zog's like, Don't ask me why, but we gotta bury this guy. And
Yeah.
Sundial's just like, okay.
And he just like mold earth and just made the fucking grave real quick for you.
Yeah.
I repeat, Sundial is true neutral. He and the fact is that Zog is his
Sundial's
best
response
friend.
was, "Well, whose fucking car are we gonna take?"
Yeah.
What are we taking?
Like, you're my buddy. I'm loyal to you.
Yeah.
I do not care what you do. If you need my help, do it. And I love the fact that Sundial was able to like bond with your god as well and just be like, we're on teams.
Yes.
Let's go.
I just thought of a wonderful game that could be turned into a recurring segment on the Dapper discussion. I come up with a phrase, and then we have the entire alignment chart in front of us, and we have to come up with how that alignment chart would respond to that phrase. Like we take
Can we do this
like
right now?
so
let's do it.
so let's
Although
let
I
me
did
get
have random thought. I have to remember that Avery doesn't know anything. They are from the Feywild. They don't know shit about this world.
and
Yeah.
Canna would be
All the
happy to tell
time.
you if you just
And I have
elucidated
to
what it was
remember
you
that,
wanted
you
to know.
You know how
Alright.
hard it
Yeah.
is to try to role play a character that is like, I have to constantly remember they don't know shit about this world.
Mm-hmm.
Here's what I will say.
Mhm.
Because Dippy, I love this as a game.
Mm-hmm.
We all take a turn saying a phrase, and then all three other people roll a die, like going through the
A
alignment chart,
D10.
like 1, 2, yeah, a D10. Just re-roll the 10, or a 10 you pick.
Yeah, a
Whatever
10 you
one
pick,
you
yeah.
think is better.
Also, Dippy, I wanted to put 2 cents in because I heard you were talking about the whole thing of
Oh.
drunk and
Did I?
nut
Oh
gears
yeah,
coming back.
yeah.
You could easily make it into a 4 and 4. Like, if there was word that like they needed to come, like if Drunk's character needed to come back or needed them to come back or something was going on, they could come back. Now, Gears could be like this kidnapping thing. Great idea. They could stumble upon that kind of situation. They all buddy up, and then they have pedal going on, and then we can do like the same thing that we're still doing,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which is
I feel like the thing too is that there would be 4 pedalites and 4 surface and 4 Queez denizens.
well. But the thing is
it would be
that,
4 pedal citizens and 4 Queez citizens, and it would just be like that would
But-
be such an easy split. But then it goes back to like, you've already been in this environment, you've already been in this environment, why don't I swap it? And it's just like,
Well, the thing is also is that like it would end up being like Willow,
Willow, Quinlan,
Quinn,
Burke, and Damon
no
are
it
the
would be-
Feywild
you could-
folks.
Yeah, but you could have it as Quinlan, Willow, and
Bless you.
Thank
and
you.
What's drug? Damien, and
Damon
then Gear Sparks
and Tesla.
and Tesla in one group, and then we'd have Burke,
And then
Burke, Sundial, Zog, and what the fuck is Murthy's character's name? Why
Allie.
can't Allie. And so you have like connections to both ones, but it's obviously that there's like this
Mhm.
driving force and such like that between the 2 different ones,
Mhm.
but they still have the interaction of one another. So we could still like our group could send letters to their group and checking in and stuff like that.
Mhm.
And you could read it at like the top of the round or in areas where it would be seen or
Mhm.
whatnot, or
the problem
but
would come
it's
up.
ultimately
The problem would come up that time could potentially pass differently for both groups.
Yes.
that's
And
the
it
big
would
thing as
turn
well.
into, how do I do like this group went through 2 days in one session and this group went through 2 minutes. Like,
Well, then the other thing is that you send them to different areas where the time changes differently, and so it doesn't matter.
Alright.
Feywild
Really?
shit.
Okay.
Remember, nobody knows how old Avery actually is.
Really quick, because I thought about it and I find it very funny. Have you all seen the blowjob alignment chart?
Oh,
The
my God,
what?
no.
What? The what?
It's a blowjob alignment chart.
no.
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 Keep in mind, viewers, this is an adult stream,
Yes.
and I will not go over the entire alignment chart
Yes.
of blowjobs. But I literally saved it. It's straight up porn. I'm gonna be real.
Oh,
I'm not gonna
God.
send it to y'all unless you want me to. But
No,
it is a
just
whole, D&D alignment chart described by blowjobs of like lawful neutral is the person holding a book that says how to give head.
Oh no.
Or like fucking chaotic neutral is somebody having so many penises around them and asking for more.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Just shit like that. It fucking kills me every time I see it. I don't know why, but me and my friends randomly send this shit to each other. It'd be like, how's your day going? You know, neutral good today. Like,
oh no.
Me and it's like me and my friends got bored, so we took the BDSM test.
Oh, 100%. I did that live on TikTok.
I did that not too long ago, and like, not afraid to say, so many of my friends, we took it kind of at the same time in a different friend group, and then we got around to my results, and I was like more vanilla than everybody combined, everybody else's vanilla score combined, and they were just like, you fucking like normie, and I was like, okay. That just means that just means I'm pretty. That just means I'm like
right now.
Oh god. But
it takes a while, buddy.
But my other friend, who I will keep nameless for the context, but my other friend and I took the rice purity test at the same time, and they got a much. I don't remember if lower is better or. Lower is better. Lower is better because you check off fewer boxes. It basically just counts how many boxes you check off.
It depends on your definition of better.
If you want, you want more, then that's your lifestyle. If you want less, that's your lifestyle. I wanted less, and I got a pretty low score. My friend got a really low score and thought they were going to get a higher score, and it was like 2.
2 is my rice purity test. 2.
Wait, 2 is. Meaning you only selected 2 things, or you only ended up with 2 things you hadn't done?
Only 2 things I haven't done.
Oh, no, then I got a high... Sorry. Swap that around.
You got a high score.
Yeah,
yes,
I got a high score. Yeah, it deducts the checkboxes.
Yes.
Okay, I thought it added the checkboxes. No, it deducts the checkboxes. So yeah, I got a really high score, and my friend got a really high score. They thought they were gonna get a low score. They were angry at me for having a lower score than them.
It's been a long time since I took it, but I think you guys would be rather surprised. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
I'm on the website right now, and I forgot that number 69 is just a question mark.
Okay, so.
Okay.
Just to kick this game off.
Charts.
Yeah, just an alignment chart.
I'll do the BDSM test later because there's a lot.
There's a lot. It's an extensive test.
Okay.
So the initial phrase that I thought of when I thought of this game was, hey, I'm going to the store. Do you want to come along? And if you don't, what do you want me to get for you? And just like...
I'm just saying my partner walked in and he went tisk tisk to me.
Are you taking too long?
So the three of you...
Oh no, in regards to the rice purity test.
Oh no. So the 3 of you do a D10 and we'll line that up on an alignment chart of who's responding to what.
All right. So what was the sentence?
I'm going to the store. Do you want to come with me, or if not, what do you want me to get for you?
Why would you go to a store when you can just fucking go loot the neighbors right next door?
I'm assuming that's chaotic neutral?
Chaotic evil.
Chaotic evil.
Wait, what's 3?
Wait, so you got a 3 is chaotic good.
Chaotic good.
Oh, fuck. Shit.
I got 6. What is 6?
Chaotic neutral.
Chaotic neutral. We got all 3.
You all got chaotic.
Fuck.
Can I chime in for chaotic good if you can't think of anything?
No, no. You fuck off.
Okay.
No.
Sorry. Okay.
You let me do this.
Wait, buying things was an option?
I love that. I love that so much. Oh my god.
You know, if you tell Wendy's that you're homeless, they'll just give you free food.
I I loved all three of those.
My
Why would you
chaotic
buy
good was
it?
gonna be, yeah, my chaotic god was gonna be, yeah, can you pick me up some Pepsi, Pop Rocks, and a condom?
Oh man. Wait, let me see what I get. Hold on. No,
Yeah,
we already did 6. 7. Oh god, lawful evil? Oh no. I'm going to the store. Do you want to come along? And if you don't, what do you want me to get you?
Here, use my boss's debit card.
Lawful evil is like, well, actually, lawful evil would be like,
I'm coming with you.
Hold on. No. Okay, yeah. Lawful evil is, oh yeah, I'm coming along. I have a list of things that I need to get, so I'll just like add them to, I'll just throw them in the cart when we're going. Like, so.
Oh, I saw lawful evil as like, of course I'll come with you. Walmart security does nothing to people who are shoplifting.
Yeah, Walmart security. Walmart security is so passé with shoplifters. See, but I don't imagine lawful evil would be shoplifting. Lawful evil would be, I have taken the social courtesy of coming with you, but I am filling the cart with my shit so that you can't put any of your shit in the cart.
Yeah.
And then you're gonna pay for it too.
Yeah.
Because you invited me to come along. Like that's the mindset that I ended up on.
It's the you kept me alive, and now you get to fucking deal with that.
Exactly. You
You
have
made
to
the
deal.
choice to save me.
You
Now
have to
I'm
deal with
your
the choice to
problem.
keep me alive.
Exactly.
Oh my
shit,
god,
that's
I
good.
love that.
Some good questions. Ooh.
Okay, so getting back on topic of DM discussion, or
Do you?
we are 1 hour and 47 minutes into the stream. A little bit of that was pre-show, so I'll say an hour 30. We're at like 90 minutes.
We are at 140.
What are
Yeah.
what is your favorite? Ooh, do you like when players send you give you a like curveball, or is it more of like you'd much rather have like structure, or like do you feel like you handle that shit right, and how's your process for that?
I love curveballs. I love when somebody thinks of a way around something that is so creative. That's why, okay, Dono, you come up with a lot of very creative solutions to problems that I present to the group, that I present to you. So much so that sometimes I think you shouldn't be allowed to do them. But I love when creative solutions like give rise to themselves, and you come up with so many of them. You need to stop using mold earth. Mold earth is such a broken spell. It's such a broken spell, and what I've allowed you to do with it. Like
Oh yeah, I've
need
allowed
to-
you to do way too much.
I've
It's
like
one of my favorite
spilled the
cantrips,
beans.
Okay.
I've spilled the beans on mold earth to
I'm
the
not
point
gonna
where I
lie,
can't put any of those beans back, and I want so desperately to put some of those
I'm not gonna
beans
lie.
back.
After I saw in my first campaign of Isles of El, someone used mold earth to go underneath of a city to get like on the other side of a wall, and I'm just like, you fuck it, like that's so good. And then used it to like cover up their tracks behind them so people couldn't follow them. I'm like, oh my god, this spell is so good. And like ever since then I've been obsessed with it.
There it is. Mold earth.
It has so much to it.
I'm trying to think of like something insanely clever that I've done before.
Or that what about things that have been done to you?
Things that have been done to me.
Yes, like as a DM, like surprises that have been thrown your way.
Instantly excavate it.
I can't think of.
I don't know
have a
why
lot
it's.
of-
I feel like I should be able to think of a lot of things, but everything's like not.
I loved Stealthy. Like this is still one of my favorite things that Stealthy's ever done. Is the fucking massive jump into the atmosphere,
Oh,
and
the jump!
destroying the Titan.
My Detroit Smash jump, I think, that one was pretty clever.
I had a character that was completely built around doing that kind of a thing multiple times in a row.
That was done by accident too.
Yeah.
That was through a series of very clever things.
By the way, if you go monk cleric, you go 5 levels into cleric and then you start going into monk, you can use what is it, Shroud of Shadows or whatever, or and to power up your monk attacks. Like insanely. It's like it's like going Super Saiyan for your cleric. It's so good. Also, wisdom being your armor class, clerics like having high wisdom makes so sense to go cleric and then monk. Like it makes so much sense to do it.
Okay.
Also, creatively, it's like now you can use your robes.
Fun.
Like, yeah.
Okay. I've literally now found and read Mold Earth.
Okay.
If you target ground, like a piece of, like a patch of earth or a stone or a loose whatever, it has to move along the ground. You can't pick it up. You can't hold it in the air. It has to remain attached to the ground somehow. I will concede that that ground can be the floor, the deck of the boat, or or something else, but it has to remain attached to the ground. That's a concession that I have to make from this point forward.
Oh, I remember.
Number 2.
So
if you make one of these changes, then it only lasts for an hour, unless it is an excavation of sorts. And by the way, the excavation part says it only applies to loose earth. It only applies to dirt. So the stone, I love that you make shapes out of stone, and that you can do these things. That spell is called Stone Shape. It is a different spell. I appreciate you doing it. But the bullet points elucidate what is earth and what is stone, and like which things you can do to what.
I get it. I just now understand that I have an amulet of Tiamat inside my body that is going to start touching me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Here,
so
like,
you
session.
got a ball.
So,
you made a ball of earth to surround the amulet, and it's just, your body is eating away at that dirt. And it's gonna reveal the amulet inside at some point very soon, and it's gonna be.
I've gotten to the point where, if like I'm ready if Sundial has to die, like if he does something that just kills him, because he's going around like a cat, like a curiosity, not like a curious cat. All right, he's gonna fucking hurt
that was
himself.
done.
Yeah.
There's a spell. I forget what it's called. It's like Earthen Grip or Earthen. Basically.
Earthen Grasp.
Stone. Yeah, Earthen Grasp.
Earthen
right.
Grasp.
Yeah. So one of my characters got pinned. A wizard rogue. I have no strength to get out of that shit, and I couldn't cast because of the verbiage of Misty Step. I couldn't cast Misty Step, and I'm like, how the hell do I get out of this conundrum that I'm in? Because I would have win this little fight, and I made an argument to use Earth Tremor. Because it was stone ground that was holding me. It was an earthen grip, right? So I used Earth Tremor, a first level spell, to essentially crack open this earthen grip that was holding my character.
God. That's so great.
Oh no. I also whenever the Koibra had basically bit Avery's arm, and I was like, it has my hand in its mouth. Can I just...
Yeah. Necrotic touch it or whatever.
Yeah, inflict wounds it. I mean, my hand is literally, it's holding my hand in its mouth. I don't know how I could fail this roll.
Also, by the way, like last session was a massive amount of that happening, of where you guys kept giving me things that was just like, oh, story-wise, this is beautiful. This is great. This is like a fantastic thing. These spells could be showing up in certain different ways, and the way that you guys intend
Also,
that you're putting your emotions.
And at all times, 12 has basically a sympathetically with Avery.
Yes.
Telepathic. At all times.
I like to
remember.
think that all the concessions I gave you for Bold Earth helped me use Dominate Person in the way that I did in that session.
Which was really neat, really cool.
Because
use of that stuff.
I am wrestling control away from somebody who's trying to like dominate 12, and I'm going to put him under my control to keep him safe.
Yep. No, really cool use of it. I haven't gotten many like combat or spell fucking use curveballs. I do get, like Dono even brought up earlier, just like massive RP curveballs of, can I roll to see if their mom's a monster fucker?
Yeah.
Or in just the one shot we just ran with Dippy and Stealthy. So the whole thing was like, hey, there are ghosts. Something is going to help him go to the other side. And Dippy, just playing a sweetheart, looked at this ghost and said, hey, I appreciate the work that you do. And I had a whole page written about how he feels unappreciated. And so the second they started the conversation, he just disappeared. He's gone. He's just...
I am fulfilled. Let me move on.
Yeah.
I would like to say my character fighting this combat wizard, and I'm just over here like, I make the room dark.
Just fucking matadoring that shit. Like,
I'm
making him run straight into a fucking wall.
Yeah.
I was just so happy that that Leaf was able to provide so much, just happiness to whoever it was, to the other players, to the NPCs, and to the ghosts. Because Leaf, I didn't know how I wanted to play Leaf until it came up that like, oh, well, what part do you play in the school? Are you a student? Are you a teen? And I'm like, well, I'm still young. I'm young, but but I'm older than everybody else in the session. So I'll just be a teacher. And I'm like, this is a real teaching moment. If you'd like to come down here and demonstrate, and
it was so much fun.
I was happy with how it turned out.
Me making the decision. No, I'm a fox that turns into a human, not the other way around.
I will also remind you of a fun one that you didn't expect to happen, but when you were doing trials for us in Dark Energy, when you gave me mine of just like you walk through fire, I'm like, cool, I rage.
Yes.
And it makes it so I don't feel the pain of the fire.
Yes, that was very neat. Yeah.
The AI dungeon was really
Oh yeah, that was
really good.
Yeah.
I totally forgot I ran that.
That's the thing with the most views on our channel, I think. Let me go back. Let me go back real fast.
Besides, well, actually, no, you could be right because, first sessions usually.
So
do
the
really,
Dapper
really well
D season 2. It's the Dapper D season 2. And AI wrote this dungeon. Yeah, it has 158 views.
Ooh,
damn.
That was so much fun. That was going to be the kickoff point. I still have all the notes for it. For me to be running my own day of the week show. Things are just so fucking busy. And I need one of you two to join me to run stream because my internet's shit.
That's also true. Yeah.
Stealthy also is,
I have solid internet now.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Thanks to my partner.
There you go.
He pays for good internet.
Yeah. So, don't just go to us. We got other people.
I just need you to show me what to download so I can run it and give me the assets that I need to run it.
I'll also, I'll be honest if I do end up running something, I feel like I need to have you two in it because then we would just make a perfect triangle of all of us DMing in place.
Dude, ANIPOD Jeopardy's got a good amount of views too.
Oh, does it?
Yeah, it's the episode 2 got 30 views. The second episode of it.
Woo.
Hey, there you go.
I'm writing episode 3 right now.
Oh, fun.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh
Yes,
yeah.
I work-
In the
It's not-
in the
it's not
spirit of
writing
this
for you,
being
okay?
in the spirit of this being an episode of the Dapper D's,
The Dapper Ds.
with the Dapper D's, la 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 Dapper D's. We've run quite a few like other systems, one-page RPGs and things like
Yes.
that on the Dapper D's. Of the Dapper D's one-shots and like other systems that we've done, there are some pretty good standout ones, but I would say that my favorite one has been The Witch is Dead.
Yes.
Just because it's such a fun, like, it's so close to a familiar problem. It's similar to a familiar problem, but it has that theme that drives it home, like, 100% of the time, because every session is 100% laid out for you before the game even starts. It is, you need to kill your witch's killer, do this, and how are you going to do that? And the fact that I got to run it the last time that we did it was even more satisfying.
It was so much fun. Yeah.
I was very happy to run it for you guys that day.
Have I ran it on the channel, or did
No.
we just do it?
No.
Okay, that
Before
was
that,
not streamed.
yeah.
Okay.
We did not stream it when you ran it, but that session when you ran it for us and another guest who was supposed to be there when I ran it but wasn't, that session was really fun.
Yes.
And if you guys had any other standout answers, if that was something. I mean, I know Stealthy, you haven't been here for the Dapper D's specifically ones, other than one that we just did, but
I need to run one for y'all. I have one
exactly,
that I need
and
to run for
we
y'all at some
have,
point.
and we have the episode list. Like we could very easily get to the point where you could, but we have an episode.
Oh yeah, you guys still gotta discuss that with me because that was a
Yeah, we're gonna talk. We're
yes.
gonna talk about that after stream today. Yeah, we
these
have a
motherfuckers.
listen.
Well, if we're
listen.
gonna talk about it after stream, then we should be ending the stream soon because I gotta. Go
We
to
do.
sleep.
We should.
Okay,
wrap
yeah.
up the stream.
Early.
So let's go ahead. Yeah, we hit 2 hours. This is a pretty good time to end it. So, I guess we're not going to continue that question, which is perfectly fine. I'm happy to give that. I'm happy to give that
life
example
advice.
and leave it. Yeah, let's talk life advice. My life advice is that you don't need to worry about where you are or what you're doing. You need to worry about how you're doing it. Because if you're not doing it at all, then you should be really worried. But if you are doing it in a way that you find to be like the way that you want to do it, and other people just don't understand it because it's the way that you do it, then do it.
Just do it.
Just
Just
do
do
it.
it.
Or more shortly, the pro of making things is things. The con is making. But you
Yes.
just have to step through it and start making.
That actually melds real nicely into what I was going to say. My life advice is mostly just to me that if it is early November, it is November 6th right now, and you're already thinking about New Year's resolutions, just start doing them now.
Yeah.
Don't wait 2 months.
Yeah.
No, but you have to plan. You have to formulate your plan before New Year's comes.
You are right. I have been making a plan. I finished my plan today, and I'm like, well, now what?
That's fair. Well, we still have that episode to get to, so.
We do, yes.
Donna?
Dedication will outdo motivation 100% of the time.
Fucking, that's all like.
So
these
if
are
you
all
want to get
melding
good at
together.
something, don't wait for it to become don't wait to be motivated. Fucking dedicate yourself to learning that new thing. You will find you don't, when you dedicate yourself, you won't wait for the time to come. You will make the time to come.
What a fucking call to action that is. Oh my god. And
I know that 100%
Yeah.
because fucking I've done that for almost a year now, and my life's a hell of a lot.
And
healthier
last but certainly not least, Stealthy.
I guess my life advice. I'll give this for my. I guess I don't know if I'll be on the show again before New Year's. So, speaking of New Year's resolutions, don't be afraid to evaluate the friendships that you have around you, because you need to have yourself friends who will stick by you even whenever shit gets crazy and hits the fan. I learned that over the course of the last year. And don't be afraid to cut out the toxic people who say that you're your friend. And whenever you really take a good, long, hard look, honest look at that friendship, then don't be afraid to say, you know what, hey, you're out of here. And if that enrages them for all of the wrong reasons, then you didn't need them.
Well, I guess this is the last episode I'm ever going to do with Dadley then. It's been fun. You know?
Oh, God. God.
Dadley, that was a joke. I hope you know that, right?
No, I know, but like Dono sounded like a kid who just found out his parents got divorced. Just,
Actually, I was a full-grown adult when I found out my parents were getting divorced.
Oh
okay?
my god.
It's fucking rough, okay?
You know, standing there with your lollipop and your swirly hat.
As an adult.
As an adult. Just like
Getting divorced is rough.
Yeah.
All right. All right, y'all. Thank you so much for joining us for the Dapper DM Roundtable. And to put a nail in whatever coffin I've been dancing around when I've been saying a thing that was supposed to happen but isn't anymore, tune in sometime sometime in 2024 when we will put together we will get our own charity shit together. We'll figure out how to run it ourselves, and we will do charity in 2024.
Maybe we don't promise something in 2024 because this shit takes a long time.
I mean, it does.
Crap,
Well,
okay?
I mean, it doesn't take a
guys,
long time, but
Getting a bunch of fucking ADHD people to plan something consistent and solid. It's a
You
miracle we
need-
have a fucking channel, y'all.
you need to step
it
a
is.
year out or
Listen.
more. You know.
Yeah. Like, we got this, but fuck, man.
So tune in next year, or maybe the year after that. Who knows? We will figure out how to do our own charity, like, linked stuff, and we will do it sometime in the new year.
But if it not but before
But don't wait on us.
But don't wait
You
on
guys
us.
can do it.
Donate to
whenever,
charity
wherever.
yourselves.
yeah.
You don't have to wait for our asses.
It's a tax write-off. Why aren't you doing it right now?
Wait,
My
now.
charity recommendation has always been and will be the Arbor. Oh God, it's the
Harbor Foundation?
the Arbor Foundation, where they help like the trees, you know. The Arbor Day Foundation
is-
with tree
mine
planting
is-
and stuff.
The trees.
CASA. If you guys want to donate to CASA to help get kids who are in the foster system representation that's specifically for them,
Oh, what
in all of the bullshit that they go do.
absolutely.
CASA.
What a wonderful
Donate to CASA.
recommendation. Dadley?
Oh shit! What? You don't just get to throw somebody on the spot to think of
What's
a
your
charity.
Do
favorite
you
charity?
have a
Go.
charity that you
Now.
don't have a charity lined up in your head that you would recommend to people?
No.
That's fine. You don't have to. But
For me, I like to do my research on my charities and make sure that
that's also a very good point.
So
That's
please
why
do
I'm
your
not recommending
research.
any.
That's
Yeah.
also that's
Please do your research.
that's a fairly good
Um,
point. Yeah.
Like, only recommend the best because some of these
That's why my recommendation is trees, because
we
you
don't live
can't
in the
fuck
best
up
world, so
you
do your
can't
best
fuck up
to live-
trees.
we don't live in the best
Watch
world,
me.
so do your best to live the world, or I don't know, fuck off. These guys
All
are
right,
fun.
y'all. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Dapper DM Roundtable. Next time, we, at least for the time being, have another fantasy sport lined up for you, ladies and gentlemen.
Yes.
We will be doing fantasy basketball. Nothing but net. Tune in next time, and until then, I've been Dippy.
I've been Dadley.
I'm always Dono.
I'm
Until
the
I'm
dangerous Stealthy.
And your adventure matters.
Stay dapper.
And roll your initiative. Oh,
Bye.
bye-bye.
Bye.
Get out of here, kid.